Coming up on this episode of Up for Debate, we are back and we're doing another creative challenge, which has worked so well in the past. Tonight, baseball teams. That's right. We're coming up with our own minor league baseball teams across this great nation of ours. We're going to have team names, mascots, the seventh inning stretch. We're going to have promotion nights. We're going to pitch the whole thing live for the next hour. We hope you join us because it's time for Up for Debate. This is Up for Debate, episode number 54. Recorded June 30th, 2016. Bases loaded. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the team that always scores the grand slam. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by the first base coach of our respective team. He does the when they do the this, and then they do a little bit of this, and with the a little bit of, I don't even know how to do all the symbols. Matt Mariani, what's up, Matt?
What's going on, Mr. Sean? It's been a while.
It's been a month. It's crazy. It was bad timing on both our parts, but we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Better than ever.
And I'm definitely ready to get right into this minor league business.
You know, Matt, this is our third creative challenge we ever done. Because we wrote a novel, which had mixed results. A favorite of mine and not as much favorite of yours.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
And then we did our own commercials, which I think was fun. At least fun. The commercials weren't very good, but we had fun.
I think it was pretty good. I think that could be a legit commercial that you may see on a TV set near you.
Put it this way: if I ever saw it on a TV set,
at least
I would
on
just about pass out.
At least public access, which I don't think has commercials, but
maybe ham radio. I don't know, something. But we're doing our third one tonight. And the idea is that we are going to come up with our own minor league baseball teams. But before we do that, Matt, I figure it's been a month. There's something that we gotta get off our chest. There's something we gotta talk about. The elephant in the room, as they say.
Of course.
Our summer movie draft. That's right, Matt. Our summer movie league. I'm glad you remembered. That's right. This summer, if you've been paying attention, we have a movie league. Matt, myself, Dan, Colby, and Mike all drafted movies earlier this summer, and we've been collecting box office grosses in the billions. Spread across the five of us. Matt, would you like to know where the standings are today?
Yeah.
Well, let's give a quick update. So, we're more than halfway through the summer, by the way, in terms of the movies. In last place, fifth place with $148 million is Mike. In fourth place with $201 million is Colby. In third place with $285 million is you, Matt. In second place with $421 million is Dan. And in first place, with a number so big, I think you can combine everyone else's and may not have as much. In first place, with $958 million, is me.
You're that guy.
I'm that. Hey,
that guy, the commissioner of the league.
The numbers speak for themselves, Matt.
For season first.
Turns out when you buy the second, third, and fourth biggest movies of the summer, you do pretty well. Go figure.
Isn't it funny how that worked out?
I just remember you guys were like, Jungle Book? That'll never make any money. Who's going to go see that?
I think that was your ace in the hole right there.
It was the biggest steal of steel. If I didn't have that, I don't think I would have been doing as well as I'm doing.
And why don't you tell the folks at home what you bought that for?
I bought it for $9.
$9.
Put it this way: we have a thing in the sheet where we do the ratio of dollars spent to dollar earned, and most movies range from $1 million up to the most valuable, second most valuable is Dan, $10 million for each dollar spent on Captain America. I got $39 million for each dollar I spent, and my goal at the start of the draft was you want about a 10 million. If you can get 10 to 1 on any movie, that's a big success. 39 to 1 is something I'll take any day of the week.
Yeah, well, the summer's not over yet. We still have at least Pete's Dragon coming out. which isn't my movie.
I was about to say, Matt, no offense, your summer is over. You don't have any movies left.
Wait, I have
Oh, I'm sorry, you have Secret Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets.
It only needs to be probably the third highest grossing movie in the history of cinema.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But that's it. That's, a brand new franchise in a summer heavy in animated movies that have mostly done meh.
Could happen.
Could happen. Anything's possible.
Saying there's a chance.
And we got Pete's Dragon for Dan. I think the real challenge is going to be Colby and Mike, who are the only guys left with big movies, including Star Trek, Jason Bourne, Ghostbusters, Ice Age, Suicide Squad. They're not out of it, but they need some big numbers. Right now it's looking strong in my case.
Yeah, that Jungle Book.
But you can follow along live all summer. I update it every week on our website, upfordebatetv/draft. And if you follow us at upfordebatetv, I tweet out occasionally how everyone's doing. And be sure to trash talk all of us as well on Twitter. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get to the real reason we're here. Baseball, Matt. Some have called it America's pastime. I think most have called it America's pastime. And you came up with this idea because you went to a minor league baseball game.
That's right. I did.
And you enjoyed it?
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very fun game, and I highly recommend it. It's the coolest thing is that you don't really have to get mad. Like, I feel like if you're like myself, a fan of the Major League Baseball, teams can get you mad or disheartened or disenfranchised. But, in a minor league game, you're just there to have fun. And that's the main objective. I don't think you have to take those games too seriously. And I like the little traditions that go along with each team and the culture that they have in their stadium and with the fans. It's a lot more relaxed and enjoyable, I think, sometimes than a major league game.
It's the textbook definition of low stakes. I mean, there's nothing less important than a minor league baseball game. And so it's just, you're right. It's full of gimmicks and fun. There's a great Netflix documentary on minor league baseball. It was like those guys have all the fun. No, I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, you should go look up minor league baseball documentary on Netflix. But you're right. It's all about fun. So you had this idea that what if we made up our own team? Because most of these teams, like, look, all the Red Sox and the Mariners and the Diamondbacks. But when you get into like these really specific minor league teams, they're kind of, to put it nicely, weakly named. For example, the baseball team in the town I used to live in at one point was the Pittsfield American Defenders, because they were owned by the guy who owned American Defender baseball gloves. There's teams like the Biloxi Shuckers, the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, the Erie Seawolves, the Akron Rubber Ducks.
There's one team, I don't remember where it. See if you can find it. They're called the Biscuits. The Biscuits. I don't remember where they play in.
Oh, the Montgomery Biscuits.
The Montgomery Biscuits. There you go.
Montgomery, Alabama. That's right. Class AA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays.
The Montgomery Biscuits.
Yeah, there's the Charlotte Stone Crabs. I mean, there's go on Wikipedia. You can find a list of hundreds of them. But, Matt, I think we can do better. Or worse.
We can definitely do worse.
Yes, and we might.
But
so how do you want to start this?
I think every team needs to start with a location.
It has to exist.
Location.
I mean, it has to have a physical place where it is. You can't play baseball in a purely metaphysical realm. So
you play baseball in a vacuum.
No, although I would like to see that. So I was tasked with coming up with locations. I have a list of 6 locations. Now, would you like to talk about them? Do you want to pick at random? How would you like to do this? These are all across the United States.
I would like to maybe briefly glance at each one and maybe go ahead and pick one.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start in the Northeast with the great town, a town I actually know quite well. I should mention, so when I was looking up all of these cities. I looked for cities all about the same size. I believe almost all of these don't have a minor league team currently. I think there might be one that does, but for the most part, they don't currently have a team, but they are of the size that would have a single or double A team.
All right.
And I try to pick all across the United States, starting with Springfield, Massachusetts. A wonderful city, the most populous city in central and western Massachusetts. A population of 153,000, home to the Basketball Hall of Fame, the birthplace of basketball, as well as the birthplace of Indian motorcycles, the Webster's Dictionary, and it is known as the City of Firsts.
Cool. Okay.
After that, we have, in the sort of Midwest, we have Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Wow.
Grand Rapids, Michigan has a population of 188,000, just outside of... it's the second largest city in Michigan. Its nickname is Furniture City because it's home to 5 of the world's leading office furniture companies.
Now, see that? I'm really surprised that they don't have a minor league baseball team.
Let me double check. They don't.
I'm shocked only because, no, it's Michigan. It's not too far from Detroit. And I feel like that's just a town that would have a minor league team.
So there is the West Michigan Whitecaps, which is a Class A minor league team, and they play just outside of Grand Rapids.
That's probably the team that everybody would root for
I
there.
agree. So,
Okay.
But doesn't mean we can't make them a new one.
Doesn't mean we can't make them a rival.
The Whitecaps,
In-town rival?
It's like the little part of the wave at the top that's white. I mean, that's I know we can do better.
The Red Caps.
Yeah, see,
Obvious.
even that's better. We're already doing well here. After that, we go south to the great city of Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi, a population of 173,000. It was ranked third as the best bang for your buck among the United States' 100 largest metro areas, and it is the capital of Mississippi. The city is named after Andrew Jackson, known as the City with Soul.
All right.
We have, now going west, the great Northwest, we have Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma, Washington has a population of 198,000, the third largest in the state. Its nearby mountain is Mount Rainier. It's locally known as the City of Destiny because it was the main hub of the Northern Pacific Railroad in the late 19th century. It's been named one of the most livable areas in the United States. And in 2006, it was named the most sexually healthy city in the United States.
What?
Tacoma, Washington.
That could create a whole bunch of team names right there.
I mean, you know, if we want to go, we can go there. We're uncensored. We can go there.
Here's what we're gonna do. Can I throw a little curveball in here?
I'll forgive the pun. Yes, go ahead.
All right. There's one state, I'm not sure if it's on your list or not, that I think deserves at least the opportunity to have a baseball team.
Guam. Yes, I couldn't agree more.
But
Hawaii. Does Hawaii not have a baseball team?
I don't think they do.
Well,
I don't. I mean, they might. Look up. I mean, even if Honolulu does, I'm sure there's other parts.
Hawaii does not.
Okay, so I would like to throw out my hat out there for. I'd like to throw my lay out there for Hawaii.
Okay, I will add it to the list.
I think there's definitely a market for it.
The problem is, what's the population of Honolulu?
Ooh, I don't know.
Let's see. They're awfully big for a minor, so we may have to find a smaller city, but that's okay. We'll say Honolulu. We'll add that to the list. Honolulu is the only city I know in Hawaii. It, like I said, has a population of... the city has a population of 337,000. It means sheltered harbor or calm port. Of course, it is other things. Okay.
Another curveball here.
Yes.
There's another place in this great nation that I think would have a lot of success with a minor league baseball team, specifically just because they don't really have anything in the way of a major league baseball team.
The District of Columbia.
Well, they do. They actually do have a major league baseball.
the
Washington Nationals.
I don't. They're not in the District of Columbia, though.
Yes, their stadium is in Washington.
Is it really?
Yep.
Well, I stand corrected.
Yep. You might be thinking of the Washington Redskins.
Who aren't.
They actually play in Landover, Maryland.
Yes.
But the Nationals play in
the confines
Nationals
of DC?
Park in the confines of DC. Yes.
All right. So where deserves a team at?
North Dakota. North Dakota. There's no Major League Baseball team out there.
No, but I do think they have minor league teams.
Sure, they have minor league teams, but I think that they could always use more.
So North Dakota has the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks.
Wow.
And South Dakota has the Sioux Fall Canaries. And they're so small they play in independent leagues.
North Dakota.
Yeah, the problem is... Well, no, they've got population. All right, I will add it to the list. Fargo,
Bam.
North Dakota. Unless you have a different...
Not Fargo.
What was that?
It could be...
Bismarck?
Could be Bismarck, or we could put it in the city of Beach, North Dakota. Population, Beach, North Dakota. Population 1,115.
Matt, I think that's too small to sustain a minor league team.
Okay.
There are towns with 50,000 people that can't sustain a
Just thought I'd throw it out there.
a team. Are you just looking up random places in North Dakota?
We can put it in the town of Minor, North Dakota. Then it would be a minor league team in Minor, North Dakota.
What?
Apparently, there's also a place called New England, North Dakota.
Now you're just
That's really
confusing
confusing
me.
So, for the sake of time here, I think that we should go with a random location on the list.
Okay.
How do you want to decide this?
Well, I can just write them out on pieces of paper and number them. Okay, no, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to number them randomly and I'm going to have you just pick a number. How's that?
Okay. That sounds like a good plan. All right.
I need you to choose 1 through 7. Now think about it. Don't
6.
You didn't even think about it.
Take
Tacoma,
6.
Washington.
Whoa, we did it. We
Tacoma,
went with
Washington.
Sextown.
Yes. Do you want to keep 6 or do you want to roll again?
Oh, no, there's no roll against
Okay.
in life or in this game.
Just making sure. Okay.
Tacoma, Washington it is.
Tacoma, Washington.
I don't know much about Tacoma, Washington.
When I Google Tacoma, it brings up the Toyota Tacoma. That is not right. Although they could be a sponsor.
We got a sponsor. There we go. We've got a sponsor.
So, I don't know where you want to go from here. I can tell you key things to know about Tacoma, Washington.
Colors. We have to pick colors for the team.
Well, their city flag is blue and gold.
No.
Golden State Warrior colors.
No, you know what? The name. We have to do the name.
Okay.
Because then you can pick the colors from the name.
So what I've learned, most of these teams, and not that we have to follow this, but most of the minor league teams are either named in one of a couple ways. Either one, they just don't care and steal a name from an existing sports franchise. Like, like a generic enough name that, like Panthers, that they can get away with it. 2, they pick some kind of local thing that a local animal or a local location or a local feature. Or 3, they for some reason put their name up in some kind of naming contest and have ridiculous names like the Akron Rubber Ducks. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. The Akron Rubber Ducks are known because it was the birthplace of tire and rubber companies. So there you go.
Whoa.
But I know there are a few that were kind of named kind of randomly.
So, looking at the Wikipedia page here, Tacoma, Washington's nickname is the City of Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Grit City.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, that Tacoma Grits.
Hey, there was,
Tacoma Grits.
you know, the guy who owned Union Pacific Railroad. His name was George Train. I'm not even making that up. Someone on Wikipedia must have changed this. That can't be a thing. That can't be right.
Oh, Wikipedia.
I'm just looking through probably could have read the Wikipedia article ahead of time.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, we just call them the Tacoma Grits. Yeah, George Francis Train.
Yeah, he invented the train, Matt. Come on. Everyone knows that.
Trains, the Tacoma trains. The train.
I mean, here, so let me make a list of things Tacoma is known for, right? So it's Grit City. They have a history with the railroads.
The Klondike. What is
Mount
that?
Rainier.
Klondike Gold Rush.
Actually, the name Tacoma comes from Mount Rainier, which was originally called Tacoma. Let's see, they're the City of Destiny.
And Grit.
And Grit.
They are the most sexually healthy city.
Yep. So sexually healthy.
Whatever that means.
It just means they practice safe sex, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Nearby is the Klondike Mountain Range. So Klondike ice cream. Look at them for sponsors.
Klondike night. Everyone who walks in gets a free Klondike bar.
What would you do for a Klondike night?
What would you do? Yes, if you do something crazy, you get a free Klondike bar. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Okay, so the candy company Mars was founded in Tacoma.
Are they British? Isn't that a British company?
No.
Okay.
No, and it was founded by Frank C. Mars, believe it or not.
Of course.
Beginning in the 1930s, Tacoma became known for the Tacoma aroma, a distinctive acrid odor produced by paper manufacturing on the industrial tide flats.
Wow.
I don't think we can call the team the Tacoma aroma, can we?
Of course we could.
I'm gonna write that down, but that's a poor idea. Okay. So we've got Grit, Destiny, Sexually Healthy, the Railroads, A Bad Smell, and Mount Rainier. Is any of that jumping out to you?
I still think we should go ahead and call the team the Tacoma Grits.
The Tacoma Grits.
Like
okay.
grits, like the food.
All I will say is we are going to treat this like a choose-your-own-adventure book, where you can make a decision, but we're going to keep our hand on the page in case we change our mind and don't like our decision. Because I cannot wait to see what the mascot of the Grits is going to be. But okay, let's roll with it. The Tacoma Grits, named after Grit City. The Tacoma Grits. Okay, Matt, what do we need to come up with next?
I guess we could go from there. We could go for the mascot.
Okay, absolutely.
Which, I mean, it's just kind of like, it's all coming to me now, stream of consciousness here. But I think the mascot's name should be Gretchen the Grit. And I think she should be a pot of grits. An anthropomorphic pot of grits that dances around.
But how do you know she's filled with, and it's a she, right?
It's Gretchen, yes, Gretchen the Grit. Because every time one of the Grits players hits a home run, Gretchen takes the lid off of her top and shouts out, "Let's go Grits." Well, she doesn't shout it out. she makes the hand motions and the crowd shouts out.
I almost literally did a spit take on that one.
For those of you listening at home, Sean was drinking lemonade while I was describing the Gretchen the Grit moment.
Good eye. It's San Pellegrino was on sale at the Kroger this week.
Coincidentally, I just read a random recipe. I think it was on Lifehacker for apparently if you do 1 part. No, what was it? Yeah, 1 part coffee and 1 part lemonade poured equally. You can make some kind of bastardization of the Arnold Palmer.
Matt, are you writing for Lifehacker now? Seriously, if you had just come to me and said that, I'm like, Matt, your mind is dangerously out of control.
Bad idea. There's a lot of things I need to tell Lifehacker. There's a lot of things they need to know.
You need to write a cookbook.
Fly traps.
Matt Mariani's life tips.
I call me up, Lifehacker. We have much to discuss. We have much to discuss.
Oh,
I have
God.
a book.
All right, so
yes. So we have the
Gretchen the Grit. She is a pot, a walking, talking pot. So like you're literally what kind of pot? Like a black pot?
I would say silver.
Okay, so like a stainless steel type of looking
steel. Yes, that's what I had envisaged.
With arms and legs. With
a little bit of fire on the bottom, like a skirt that's made out of like blue flames.
Okay. All right, I'm with you.
And there's little eyeballs that stick out of the top of the pot, and that's what makes it even funnier when she takes the top of the lid of the pot off, because her eyeballs go with it. If I could draw on this screen, I wish I could draw. What I have up here, I could draw it on this pad of paper.
You have a very active imagination. So are you going for a mascot that is more human-like, or are you going for one that's more cartoon-like? And by human-like, I mean just more realistic.
No, it's definitely the second one. You'll see. I'm making the drawing right now.
Oh, my God. This is why you have to go subscribe on YouTube. Look for Up for Debate. We have a video version for a reason.
Indeed. So talk through this, because...
Okay, so...
I just need to make the skirt.
No, please. No, you go right ahead. So it's going to be a steel pot of grits... with a lid, but you said you want it to be cartoony. So
okay,
are we talking like Mickey Mouse gloves cartoony?
Exactly like that. It's just like a typical mascot. You want the kids to have fun.
No, because some mascots are a little more realistic than others. Some are a little more human than others. I mean, Mr. Met is just a baseball with a face on it. To be fair, so but then you have the Philly fanatic, who is God knows what. So. Okay, but I see where you're... All right, here we go.
Gretchen the Grit.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. Oh my God, that is so terrifying. And you're saying the lid comes off.
Right here, it's a pot. Her body's like a pot of grits.
Shapen pot,
and
sure.
See, that's what I meant when I said the eyes are on top of the lid. So she takes the lid off, and there's grits underneath. I could actually draw some grits. I tried to draw some grits boiling over right here, like they're right underneath her, right over her mouth.
And you're saying when a player scores a home run, she takes the lid off.
Yes.
In celebration.
Yes, in celebration.
When
she throws the lid. Nah, I don't know about that.
Okay. It's her eyes. She's not going to know where to look.
Those are her eyes. But underneath, you have to make it pretty. Like that's why I drew that circle underneath. That's where the human wearing the Gretchen the Grit costume would obviously need to breathe. They could breathe out this hole here. Because when you take the lid off, the person's head can't be under there. The kids will get scared.
But and I'm trying to find why they call it Grit City. I have a feeling that...
There's nothing with grits.
It has nothing to do with grits, the food.
No, but it has to do with grit, the mentality. And that's kind of a less tangible thing. You can't really have a grit be a mascot. That's more of like an attitude. It's having like happiness be a mascot, or like devotion be a mascot.
It's only called itself Grit City since 2003.
Yeah, that's its most recent nickname.
A local said, and I quote, "All of us We don't like the moniker Grit City that much. We feel it's overused.
Well, that's just one guy, Sean. That's just one person in a big city. A big, apparently not very sexually active city.
No, well, safely sexually active.
Okay, we're
You
safe.
can be safe and have a lot of sex, Matt. Come on, that's
There you go.
All right, so we've got Gretchen the Grit, our talking, walking, excitable pot of grits. And so, but what is the logo of the team? Because the logo isn't usually the mascot. They're usually different. Oh, Matt's going back to the drawing board.
Going back to the drawing board here. All right, so when we're making we have to make two logos, I think. You have to make the emblem that goes on the hat, and you have to make the team logo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so every baseball team, you need to have both. So the emblem's pretty easy. Yeah, the Tacoma Grits, I think, would look something like this. I think it would just be you got a T, and then you would have a G on the bottom. Yeah, that's good. Okay, all right. So that's that's Gretchen again. It's just a T. It's like a T. It's like the G has a whirly thing at the top, but that's actually the T.
Okay.
Grits. Almost like a helicopter.
Sure. Cool. So it's a T and a G, and they kind of overlap.
Yeah,
that's what you put on the hats.
That's the hat. Yeah, that's definitely the hat.
Sure.
But for the logo. No,
I'm gonna take my turn to draw. I think it should be almost
something.
I mean, if we're gonna really keep with the pot theme.
Then we can put the TG on. I'm just going to put it on Gertrude here.
I mean, God, my art skills are regrettable. I mean, this might just be too simple. You're on the other camera, so I'll show you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a pot with Tacoma Grits written around it.
No, I think we're overusing that pot.
Okay, but how else do you show grits?
Grit.
Matt,
this is where the instance of grit comes in.
Oh my God! Do not tell me we're mixing meanings. Do not tell me we're using multiple meanings.
It's baseball. You got to mix the meanings. Mix meanings all the time in baseball. Grits.
Oh.
We have a grit. Somebody that's showing grit. So here's when you grit your teeth. You grit your teeth. Gritted teeth. That's our logo. Just a pair of teeth.
How do you even know they're gritted? What is the visual difference between gritted and non-gritted teeth?
Well, Sean, what do you do when you grit your teeth?
I cannot wait to see what you're drawing. Oh my God. It's just going to be... What, are we sponsored by a local dentist's office? This is terrifying.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. We need sponsors.
Oh my God, Matt. And in the backfield, we can have a giant set of fake teeth, and when you hit a home run, a brush comes out and brushes them.
Whoa.
And sponsored by the local dentist's office.
The local dentist's office, okay.
And it has his name on the toothbrush, and that's like our big, because that's what all the parks are doing now when you hit the home run. This is awful. This is, God.
Here we go.
That's, oh
Wait.
Why are they all so crooked?
I have to make the nose.
Oh, Matt.
Bam. All right.
This is legitimately
terrible. So, using for the emblem,
it's like a
we
nightmare.
have is that's.
I'm terrified.
But you have the gritted teeth. That's more indicative of the team.
Matt, I feel like this evening I get one veto, and I may have to use it on using gritted teeth as our logo. I'll let you have the walking, talking pot of grits.
Fine.
What if we did this?
Okay.
A third meaning for grit.
Determination.
Like sand or rocks.
Oh,
Grit.
okay. Grits. Gritty.
Gritty.
Okay.
Exactly. To have grit.
So sand is the logo?
Well, that's what okay, stay with me.
Okay.
It is...
Sand could be the color. Sand wouldn't be a terrible color for a team.
Yeah.
But But I think that's overusing the metaphor too much.
I mean, it could just be because the team is at. How do we work Mount Rainier into this? Because you remember, it's Tacoma. It's mount. They got mountains. I just don't know.
It takes a lot of grit.
Like a rock slide. Like a rock slide has grit.
How about the logo is just a bunch of? It's just a pair of boots climbing up a mountain. There's you got a mountain slope, and I can't draw for my life.
See,
you get what I mean in this picture. That's a pair of boots, and they're climbing up a mountain.
Sure. Is that what you're going for? Yes. No. It
takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of grit to climb that mountain. And on the top of the mountain, you can have the TG. You can have that logo again.
Yeah, I see what you're going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like a hiker, but you only see the bottom of you see his feet climbing up the mountain, and like the slope of the mountain, and in the sky, at the top of the logo it says TG, or it says grits on the mountain, whatever you want to do.
Okay. I kind of don't understand it, but okay.
I'll draw it better over here. I have more space. This is becoming a lot more artistry than I
wish there were alcohol in this.
Oh,
it's just really lemony.
Yeah, that would probably make this podcast a lot better.
I mean, I'm having fun.
If I was a listener, that's what I'd be saying.
Don't get me wrong. I'm having a blast. Gosh. Grits. What if, okay, do we couldn't just do like a ladle full of grits? How do you serve grits? Do you serve them in a ladle?
Yeah. But they're not very attractive. Grits is not a very attractive looking food. It's gray. It's like white.
Yeah.
Like porridge.
No, I know. But, no, okay. I want to see you draw boots hiking up a mountain. Gosh. The Tacoma grits. And you have to, by the way, you have to work a baseball in there somewhere because there's always a baseball in these logos.
That's true.
They always find, because if you don't know what it is, they need to make sure you know it's a baseball team.
Oh, okay. So the boots, he's about to step on a baseball on the side of the mountain. You'll see what I mean.
Okay. I can't wait to see what you mean.
Even better. There's like a trail of baseballs going up the mountain, and he's walking on the baseballs to get up the mountain, like almost like a
mountain made of baseballs.
His footprint. No. It's a regular mountain.
So it's baseballs with legs walking up a mountain.
No, that's not a bad idea though. No, it's just a regular hiker with hiking boots, but you only see his feet, and he's walking up the mountain. And there's baseballs on the like.
He's following a trail of baseballs.
Yeah, that's kind of like steps. He's taking every step is a baseball.
Do we see the hiker, or do we just see his shoes?
You just see his shoes, just his shoes, and it says grits on the side of the mountain, in script.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Why not?
All right, you got it. You got it in your head.
Sure. As long as we got to make the mountain white tipped at the top so it looks like Mount Rainier.
Or if we want to be like even more coy, we can just have his shoes be the color of a baseball. It could be white with red laces, but it distinctly has the stitching of a baseball. So it can be something like that. Yeah.
You okay there, Matt?
So what do you think about that? Yeah, I just dropped my paper. I got it.
So the okay, but hang on though, because now I'm backing up for a second. Because what is something really gritty someone can do? What's like the grittiest thing you can think of? Like how do we make something really gritty?
Climbing a mountain might be or hiking in a desert. That's pretty gritty.
Because I feel like the mountain thing isn't playing to gritty. I feel like we've gotten too far away from it because now it just looks like a hiking baseball.
Well, you suggested.
I know, and I'm backpedaling it.
You're
I'm backpedaling it because I didn't like how I'm flipping back in the choose your own adventure.
I think
book.
it takes grit to climb a mountain. Wouldn't you agree with that?
But I don't think it's obvious.
It's a gritty thing. Well, what's
But grit isn't obvious, so
grit isn't obvious. I think you're overthinking the logo.
Yeah.
I think just having boots on a mountain is gritty.
Okay.
And we have Gretchen the Grit,
Who is a pot of grits.
Mascot,
Yeah.
a walking, talking, well, not talking, but a walking pot of grits. That's for the kids. The kids will like her. I actually didn't give Gretchen hair. I should have given her some
sexy lady hair.
Well, her hair is made out of the grits.
No.
Her hair's made from the grits that are boiling over in the pot.
This is like a nightmare. Kids are going to be terrified.
She should be happier, though.
Why are your brains spilling out of your head? Oh, my.
She's much happier now.
Oh, my God. This is so disturbing.
Well, see, if I was a better artist, I would draw Gretchen the Grit making gritting her teeth.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. Let's move on. Let's keep this train going. We've got the mascot. We've got the logo. What else do we need?
Color scheme.
Color scheme.
We need a color scheme. We got the logo. We have the emblem. We need a color scheme to go with it. Now you started out by suggesting the state or the flag
the city flag.
City flag.
Yes.
And you said it was yellow and
blue and gold.
Blue and gold.
Blue
okay.
And gold.
We could do that.
Gritty.
Not very gritty. Those aren't very gritty colors.
But
again, I mean, yeah, that works for me. I mean, we could just do that.
Yeah, I don't think colors are that important.
No, the color scheme is not that important. So the boots. So we have the T and the G emblem, and that could just be the T could be blue. No, the T and the G could both be gold. It could be on a field of blue.
Sure.
Okay, we did. All right.
Check.
Good.
That was easy.
So good. Colors are easy. All right. Now let's get into the fun stuff. The fun business of promo nights.
Promo nights for the Tacoma
Teams
Grits.
And intermission games. Intermediary little games that go on in between innings and during the stretch. I came up with some suggestions beforehand just for the folks at home. That have nothing to do with the team name or logo, just regular minor league stuff that you might actually see at a minor league game, or what you should get to see at a minor league game. All right. My favorite. I'll just read out my favorites here, Mr. Sean.
Yes. And
I want you to just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and then state your reasoning. Okay. We can just do it that way, all right?
Sure.
So first idea I had, starting out for theme nights, okay?
Yes.
Mulan night. Based on, now the fans would have their choice. Could be Mulan the Disney movie or Moulin Rouge. And any fan participating in Mulan night would have to come dressed up as a character from either movie. The seventh inning stretch song after Take Me Out to the Ball Game would, of course, be Let's Get Down to Business to Defeat the Huns. And everyone would sing that. The opposing team, no matter who they're playing, will be referred to as the Huns the entire night. And then, of course, at the end, it ends with fireworks, just like the movie Mulan.
No. And here's why. Here's why. Not a bad theme night. Not a bad theme night. Right. And actually, I swear I've heard a team has done that before. But Tacoma, Washington has a very rough history with the Asian community, including when hundreds of Chinese residents were expelled in 1885 and their homes burned to the ground. So I don't think that's very appropriate.
All right. I completely agree. I completely agree. And so Mulan Night is definitely out.
Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe a Little Mermaid night or something. I mean, if you want to
That
mix it up.
yeah,
Pocahontas night.
it's not as intense. I mean, it would have been pretty cool to have the crowd be led in a rendition of "Defeating the Huns" song.
Well,
But
do people know that song?
of course they do. Everyone knows that song, Sean.
Do they?
Yeah, the whole world knows that song. Let's get down to
No, I know you know it.
Everybody knows that song.
Okay. All right. Anyway, what's the next one?
I had inadequately prepared for the weather night, and I think this one definitely fits the city a lot better than Mulan night.
Keep going.
You could probably guess just by the name.
No, actually, I don't think I can. I want to hear it.
Anybody who shows up to the ballpark dressed as inadequately prepared for the weather as they possibly can be wins season tickets, earns season tickets. All right. So, for example, if it's scheduled, if it's supposed to rain that night, if you show up to the ballpark in swim trunks and a t-shirt, if it's really really hot that night and you show up in a parka with snow pants on and boots, you get the tickets. Any fan shows up at the ballpark inadequately prepared for the weather as they possibly can be, wins tickets.
Now, my initial reaction...
I feel like fans can get really creative with this.
Well, no, and my initial reaction is you're going to get people taken to the hospital with hypothermia or heat stroke because they're so inadequately prepared for the weather.
Obviously, if they want the tickets, they'll do it.
Got to play to win. I get that.
Got to play to win. Also, they don't have to wear the inadequate clothing the whole time. They could bring a change of clothes as long as they're seen in the ballpark wearing inadequately prepared clothing.
I would say
they get something. Yes,
based just on the almost Shakespeareanly crafted name that made me laugh so hard. Because you could have just said, like, dress for bad weather. But no, the inadequately prepared for the weather night. Yes, that is so perfect. I'm on board.
Can you imagine the commercials? The Grits would like to present inadequately prepared for the weather.
Come on down to the park in your most inadequate clothing.
We didn't name the stadium.
No, we didn't name the stadium.
We didn't name the stadium, and we didn't get sponsors. All right, we'll do that next.
Yes.
Promotions, and then we got to name the stadium. It's got to have a name. All right, on to the next option here. Mystery Stew Night.
Mystery Stew Night. Okay.
Mystery Stew.
Again,
every
sounds
concession
real appealing.
in the park will be serving the mystery stew. If you can correctly identify all three major components of the stew and a bonus fourth component, you will win season tickets.
Matt, that sounds like a promotion that would happen in communist Russia. I'm going to pass on Mystery Stew Night.
Now, here's the beauty of Mystery Stew Night. Even if you can name just one component, you will still get a prize. You can get a grits cap. Naming two components, you'll get a grits shirt. A third component, you will get yourself a grits autographed baseball bat. And you win all three plus the season tickets if you can name all four components.
And you could have a mystery stew eating contest. No, absolutely not.
No, because the contest, the eating contest is next, Sean.
Okay.
This is a pasta eating contest. The pasta eating contest, now this isn't a theme. This is one of those promotions that you would have within, like, in between innings. You would have 4 contestants come out, and they would set a plate of pasta in front of them. They would have to eat the pasta as fast as they could. Now the twist here, I think I can add a twist now that we have the team name. There's grits in the pasta.
Oh,
they get the pasta, they're getting ready to eat it, and then Gretchen comes over and dumps just a wad of grits on each bowl of pasta.
So rather
they
than
got to eat it all.
So rather than have it being just a straight grits eating contest, you were going to have it be a pasta covered in grits eating contest.
Yes.
That's bold.
Yep. You can mix them together. Well, actually, no, they can't. The beauty of it is they can't use their hands.
Oh, they have behind the back.
They have to just shove
Either
their head
your
in there and
grits
eat
and
that
pasta.
gritty pasta.
Oh. Whatever the prize is, it's not worth it.
It's season tickets to the grits.
To the grits.
All right. This, of course, followed up by the pasta race. Now, you may be familiar in Milwaukee, they have a sausage race where different ethnically themed sausages race each other around the field. There's also a president's race in the Nationals Park where the different presidents run around the field. In this case, you will have different forms of pasta running around the field. I would predict a ziti, spaghetti, ravioli, and probably, I mean, you got to throw in the mac and cheese there too.
Doesn't really fit with the theme.
Again, this is something that
It's one night. You gotta bring them in outside that.
Yeah, this is just pasta night.
It's just pasta night because kids love pasta.
Kids love pasta.
Kids
Also,
love pasta.
this night is sponsored by Kraft
Oh, well, that's an awfully big sponsor for an awfully
and
small.
Barilla.
No, I think no. It needs to be sponsored by Frank's Lasagna House, now with 3 convenient locations in the wider Tacoma area.
These are big sponsors for our minor league team.
But I like it. Yes, I say yes to the pasta race.
All right. Cool. Let's see what else we got in this fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a good one. You could actually do this on the pasta night or any night at all. I call this one Butterfingers, and this is, of course, another fan contest that you can have in between innings. So we have while the game's going on, somewhere in a back room, there are in the team clubhouse, there's big buckets filled with melted butter. Okay. Randomly selected fans will be brought into the clubhouse. They'll get to meet all of their favorite players on the grits, the managers. Then they stick their hands in the butter. They get their hands all buttered up, and they have to go out onto the field with these butter-covered hands and field real live ground balls thrown by the ace pitcher of the grits.
This park is going to have the longest safety waiver of all time.
And no, but they're playing the different they're playing the infield positions. So you have one of the fans at third, one's at shortstop, one's at second base, and a player. No, you know what? We'll have another fan at first base, and the Grits pitcher will throw out the pitch to Gretchen the Grit, and Gretchen the Grit will hit balls to the infield, and the fans have to actually field it with their butter covered hands. And if they successfully get one pitch to first, okay, or catch one, if they make one out at all after 9 pitches, then all the fans in the stadium win a free plate of pasta.
I am gonna
from Frank's Pasta House.
Now with 4 convenient locations. I am putting the kibosh on. This sounds really complicated, and not even that fun.
Maybe it's just how I explained it. I mean, it's really just they just butter their hands up in like melted butter.
Yeah, I got
that. They
that.
have to go out there and then play baseball.
Yeah, no,
for just 9 pitches in between innings.
Yeah, no, I got
it. If they make it out, then everybody in the stand gets the pasta. They get 1 free dinner at Frank's Pasta House.
Sure. Okay. Sold.
Okay, all the fans have to do is go to the pasta house, bring their ticket.
They get free pasta.
And they get free pasta.
Thanks,
they get
Frank.
a free plate of pasta.
That's a good man.
Yeah. Okay. Just a little fan tradition. I started making fan traditions too. If the team loses more than 5 games in a row, all the fans show up in hazmat suits.
Why hazmat suits?
Because they're like, this team is a disaster, like a nuclear disaster. So,
okay, how about this though? How about can I put a tweak on that? We are the Grits. They show up with pots on their heads.
All right. Again, I
shame.
wrote these before we had the team name.
No, but I like the idea that they have to have some kind of tradition like
kind
that.
of tradition.
So
Yeah.
I agree.
Hands on their heads. All right. Let's see. I also wrote down. Oh, Democracy Rules Night. Democracy Rules Night.
Uh-huh.
So, the entire game, the manager gets the night off, and the entire game will be coached from the stands via the audience, who will be voting every decision via an app that we get them to buy on their smartphones. This is more like a little business decision, because then we can make money off the Grits app. But at the same time, I think the fans will have fun. They get to pick their own player. They get to pick everything from the starting lineup to the pitcher to when to take a guy out and put a guy in the game. They get to vote whether or not the player should steal or whether he should bunt.
Matt, I'm
All the decisions made by the fans.
I'm genuinely concerned you never want the Grits to win a game.
It's a minor league team.
I know, but they should try to win.
It's about having fun.
I mean, most people suck at Madden. Never mind doing it in real life. Absolutely, I'm wholly putting the kibosh on that. You'd have to be out of your mind. We would have to be the most. This is the plot of a comedy movie where, as the most desperate team in the league, we fire all the coaches and hand the power over to the fans. And there's a young fan whose father just died, and he has to learn to love again or something. And
in a crazy twist, the fans propel the team to victory.
To victory, exactly.
We just made a.
And the league tries to shut them down, and they realize it is all about whatever the fans want.
And the film will be called Grit.
You just blew my mind all over the walls. Damn, that is good. At least we got one good idea out of this.
The team was struggling. The fans were booing. One man brought them all together
and did the craziest thing he could think of, firing all the coaches.
And it cuts to the radio announcer, and it appears that the Tacoma Grits will be completely controlled by the fans the next game.
What? The fans? And at first it goes really awry, but then they learn to love the ragtag.
They learn to work as one. It's more about working together as a team.
It's a good lesson. And it propels them all the way to the championship game.
Grit. And then in the championship game, the app breaks down, and the fans just have to shout things out.
But they've learned to work together so well.
Yes, they're like a coordinated effort.
That they win. And everyone learns to love in the end. This is
a movie.
Someone get Disney on the phone. This is brilliant. All right. Well, good. We're running low on time, so
yeah. I'm out of promos. That was all the promos I had.
I've got one more promo I'd like to throw in, my own promo.
Go for it.
I think Johnson Toyota of Tacoma, Washington, is going to give away a brand new 2016 Toyota Tacoma truck if at each game a fan will have an opportunity. They're going to fill the bed of the Tacoma with grits. And a fan will have 30 seconds to find a hidden something in the grits, TBD. I don't know. Maybe it can be themed around the opponent's team. Like if they're the Ducks, it's a rubber duck or something like that. Okay. But they only have 30 seconds, and they try it at every game until somebody finds it, and that person wins the actual truck.
I'm just thinking of the one moment where there's going to be a fan. It's going to be a woman, and she's looking through the grits, and she finds an engagement ring. And then her fiance runs out onto the field. Yes.
No, her fiance was Gretchen the Grit the whole time.
No, that
takes off the costume.
That's insane. But that would be awesome.
I love it.
Yes.
Or he maybe was just driving the truck the whole time. Great. It's
bound to happen.
Why don't we own a minor league baseball team?
Someone should just give us a minor league baseball team.
Give us a team. Now, I know we wanted to, and we've got a little bit of time left to talk about who the name of the stadium and who our key sponsor would be.
Oh, we got to name the stadium, don't we?
So would you like some... Now, are we going to go with a corporate-sponsored stadium name? Are we going to name it based on the team? Because most stadiums these days are like, TD Bank Stadium.
Well, much like my democracy rules idea. Why don't we let our fans decide what the stadium should be called?
That's a good idea. And how you can do that is tweet at us at upfordebatetv. Use hashtag Tacoma Grits.
Hashtag Tacoma Grits.
And pitch us your best name for a stadium. How about this? The best stadium name suggestion is going to get an Up for Debate t-shirt. How about that? Our own giveaway. Look at this. We got our own promotion.
Tacoma Grits t-shirt.
I will, Matt, if you're willing to draw it, I will get it printed on a t-shirt.
I'm totally willing to draw it.
We will get you a Tacoma Grits t-shirt. Compliments of the show. If you pitch us your best stadium name, again, at upfordebatetv, or you can email it to us if you don't use Twitter, upfordebatetv@gmail.com. Hashtag Tacoma Grits.
Tacoma Grits.
Go Grits.
Hashtag Go Grits.
Hashtag Go Grits. I'm going to put that on the back of the t-shirt.
Let's go Grits.
Let's go Grits. Matt, we may have actually done it. I was real worried in the middle there. I thought Gretchen the Grit threw me for a loop. That
was a lot to take in. That was definitely a lot to process right there. Gretchen the Grit. Yep.
But I feel like we've really got somewhere, and I feel like Grit City has a team they can be proud of.
You're welcome, Tacoma. We did.
When do we get the key to the city? That's all I want to know.
That's right. When we win the championship.
When
the fans win the championship by voting their way to the top.
It's all about the fans.
All about the fans.
Well, great, Matt. Well, this is maybe we actually aren't that terrible at these creative exercises.
I think we're getting better as we go along.
We are. I think we're gelling a little bit with this. We'll have to start brainstorming our next one.
Absolutely.
I think we need to take another stab at writing a story.
You think we're ready for that?
I think...
Have we worked up to that yet?
I would like to do, and I'm not saying we have to do this, I would like to do a speed movie script challenge where we do almost like improv comedy, where we have a big batch of random ideas, and we pull 2 or 3 of them at a time and have to make the plot of a movie.
Okay.
Just like we did with the Grits thing, like the Grits movie. We have to, and it doesn't have to be long or complicated. We don't have to do characters or anything like that. We just have to pitch it up. We do as many of them as we can in a short period of time.
I like this.
So you might pull like robots and the Empire State Building and cupcakes. You know, what is that about? A bunch of cupcake robots attack the Empire State Building. I don't know, but like that's what we'd have to do. So we might have to try that.
I like this idea.
But next week, we will be back to a non-creative challenge, but that's okay. And we hope you join us at Up for Debate here on the show. So we've got upfordebatetv is, of course, our website. All our episodes, past, present, future, all there. Go check that out. And links on the website to where you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, YouTube, which you should definitely watch the video because you get to see Matt's pretty good drawings and my terrible drawings. And you only get that in the video version. And, of course, in most major podcast apps as well, so be sure to subscribe. And I told you where you can send us feedback on Twitter or via Gmail. Be sure to contact us there. Matt, anything else before you stick a pin in it and pop this bubble?
Just let's go Grits.
Go Grits. I love that. Thanks for playing, and we'll see you next time on Up for Debate.